Welcome, guys. Welcome to this particular morning booster session. So, this initiative was taken. The reason being, we have to learn certain skills in a very rapid way. Okay, so that's the reason we have taken this, and particularly this call. Welcome, guys. Welcome to
Just a
this
second.
particular morning booster session. So, okay, so very good, guys. So now the recording is also in place, and this is getting live streamed in YouTube parallelly. So along with me, our community students are also there. So every single day, the objective of this particular session is to help you learn a skill. So a lot of times when I guided the students, I had around 10 years of experience working with professionals and students and guided them in a personal level, in a group, batch coaching, everything. I find out that skill set is a major part which is missing in the student. There is something called mindset that is also very different. But in a skill wise, people are not knowing exactly what skill to learn. Okay, people don't know what exactly to do to learn that skill. Picking the skill itself is a big problem, and knowing what to do in that particular skill is another problem. And third thing is, what are the techniques to do it? What are the misconceptions? Why this particular skill is very important for now in the design field? And using the advanced AI techniques, how we can able to leverage the skill better, and how using these techniques you can present and sharpen your skills in a very any polished way to the recruiter or maybe to the clients whomever you're working with. Because if you are able to convince them that you are capable of doing the skill efficiently, flawlessly, seamlessly, nobody can stop you, right? So that is the initiative behind doing this. So now let's start with the day one content, okay? Because day one, we are going to learn what is sketching. Okay, we are going to learn the skill of how to do a sketching. Okay, see, this is not going to be a theory class where I'm just telling you some content and then we'll be doing it. Okay, so this particular YouTube will be for the 30 minutes live, and after this 30 minutes, I'll also give you an activity. People can do it. See, people who are very interested in taking forward, they will do it. People who don't want to do it, they will leave it. No problem. Okay. But it's my responsibility. I'll give you the technique, I'll give you the topic, I'll give you the context and the content in a very shorter span of time. And I'll also do a live demo in front of you so that you should not get overwhelmed or feeling little lost. Okay. Any skill. In fact, if you're going along with the day two, day three, day four, you will find many of the skills which I'll be doing it live demo also in front of you, and you can replicate the same and practice it. You can keep that as a basis and you can start building on top of it. Many people might be very proficient in their skills already, no problem. In that case, you can try advanced techniques. Okay, so this is a context behind going this YouTube live stream as well, and it is getting streamed across many countries and across the world, and a lot of our subscribers are also getting this particular stream information, and our community people are also there. Hi Aravind, hi Shantilal. Can you just go to the YouTube stream, guys, in my YouTube channel, so that if you need any kind of a comments or anything, you can type out there. It will be fine. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you so much. I think once we already did this live, but this is a very different initiative what we're doing, which is live streaming of 100 days, 100 skills. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. So you can come in that YouTube live stream as well. And parallelly, I'll be sharing the screen. And if you have any doubts, you can very well open the mic and you can talk, or you can chat in the chat box also. Totally open for you guys. Okay. Great. So can you see my screen? Can you confirm me fast?
Yeah, yes. It's
Thank
one.
you so much. Yes, welcome to this day one. In the day one, we are going to learn something called sketching. Okay. So in sketching, there are many aspects available. First, I'll tell you, see, focusing on straight lines. So sketching means a lot of people think like I need to draw some complicated diagrams and all. No, we'll only focus on straight lines. This is very important first to learn it. Okay. In fact, if you learn basic sketching with just lines and circles and just the diagonal lines, this is pretty much enough. You can create a lot of good, meaningful stuffs being a designer. Okay. Because when it comes to client interaction, when it comes to, see, I'll tell you why it is very crucial. Okay. See, we need to be precision. We need to be precisely showing what we are trying to say with the customer, right? Our creativity, whatever we are thinking in our mind, unless until it is put in a paper, you cannot show what are you really thinking about. Okay. There are a lot of techniques to do sketching. Okay. See, today I'm going to use a pen called Steedler, which is a very beautiful brand. In fact, this brand is a German brand, and Steedler pens provide you a high quality, what you call high quality output towards lines and sketching. So as and when you're doing in the Steedler pen, you can also try with the other mediums. It doesn't matter which medium you try, but all you can do, you can try with the pencil. I'll also show you with the pencil. Okay. I'll also show you with some normal pens. So I have two, three mediums in front of me because medium is very important when you start with sketching. Okay. And parallelly, I'll also take a gel pen so that you can try it out. And Yeah, so I have some sketch pen also in front of me. So you can try that using Sharpie markers. Do I have it? Okay. Fine. So we have some sketch pen also. Okay. So many mediums is okay. Whatever medium you're comfortable with, choose it. But ideally speaking, if you start with a ballpoint pen, that will be really, really good. Okay. So I'll also tell you about the misconceptions. Okay. And also I'll tell you about what are the techniques to do it exactly. And we'll do the live sketching also, how to do it in a very efficient manner. Okay. So these are all the things we'll be sharing now. First, let's start with skill for focusing on straight lines and diagonal lines. Okay. So this is a very foundational design element, guys. Like let's say if you take any element, like let's say particularly lines or maybe diagonal lines, okay, circles and ellipses, we can see separate day, no problem. Okay. So first of all, when we take straight lines, you need to understand one thing. Wait. So first of all, sketching the straight lines, why we are using this is to show our idea in a very rapid way. Okay, why is this rapid coming into picture, Jagdish? I'll tell you guys. See, if you're not quickly showing your ideas, you may not be able to win the conversation. Like, let's say if you have an idea, okay, you have some idea, like, let's say you want to use this project in a very boxed size, okay. So somebody is saying box size will not work. Somebody will say a circle will work. Imagine, okay. In that case, if you take a picture quickly, like, let's say if you're showing, see, this is a box. I'm just showing you a box picture, okay. I'm just showing you. I'm just very roughly drawing it. You don't have to even look at my camera. I'm just showing you, okay? Like let's say this box looks like this, and this is how the box is, and there'll be a depth available here. So if you're showing like this, so what happens is, okay, the box rests in the ground like this. Okay, this is how the concept can be mounted. Yeah, this sounds okay. And if you say, okay, there might be a problem which is coming while people are coming and hitting here the box, so it will have a problem. See, when you talk like this, when you show this is the ground, okay, when you show this is the box, when you show this is the obstruction, okay, when you show this is the shadow, so now the conviction is much better, right? Now the conviction is little better. So people will understand this is how the product can look like. So something is there in your mind, you're bringing into the reality. That's the ultimate thing. You need to understand this. Okay. A very quick sketch is very important. So, Jagdish, how to do it very rapidly? That's the reason we are here. Okay. That's the reason we are here to focus on how to build it rapidly. Why I told you it is very crucial for getting the precision layout and everything. And also, it it builds your blocks. Like let's say straight lines and diagonals are basis for the grids and wireframes. Like let's say if you're a digital product designer, sometimes you may need the digital framework to be done. Like let's say if you're building a mobile app or a website or a tablet, so you might need a squares very, very predominantly to be used. Sometimes you will need a smaller tab, like let's say if you're using a watch interface design, sometimes if you're using a website design, so anything, it doesn't matter. So many times what happens is you will also get many inputs from the customer or clients where you have to widen your knowledge. Sometimes the interface will be in circle. There are some watches in the circle. So while the circle sketching class comes, we can able to learn it, okay? And it improves your control. It sharpens your hand-eye coordination. See, whenever you're sketching, your mind, your thought process, your idea, what you have in your mind, and then your eyes, and then your hand, everything will get coordinated. That is the reason why sketching is very important. Okay, it boosts your creativity. I'll tell you, Jagdish, many 3D modeling softwares are there right today. So why people are still learning this sketching here? Why people still have to really do it? It's a very, very valid question. I'll also tell you there is a misconception towards it. I don't know sketching, Jagdish. How can I be a designer? Very weak in sketching. How can I be a designer? I'll tell you, sketching has not got any relevance with that. Sketching is a skill which you can learn. It's optional. If you want, you can learn. But in my purview, I would say this is really mandatory because many times, if you want to communicate your idea, this is a better way to do. Many people have another way to also showcase their idea. They show some prototype. Like let's say if I want to design a mouse, ah, something like this, he can take a similar object and show. Some people are good in prototyping. They can fold a paper. They can what you call, they can sander a form in a thermocol. They can use some paper mock-ups or prototypes. They can use anything like that. Like let's say they'll say, I have an idea of designing a pen stand, which can something look like this. This can open like this, and inside a pen can be there. It need not have to be exactly a pen holder. It can be something like rough, similar idea. As far as the idea is communicated, this is totally enough, guys. You don't have to think much. Oh, if I'm not knowing sketching, I'm out of this industry. It's completely wrong. Okay. It enables a very quick, clear communication to enhance your team. That's it. Because many times when you build an idea, later your clients or maybe your team comes and says, we are not okay with this, then you may get disheartened. And whatever efforts you put for building that concept will go in vain. That is why it is very, very quick to understand. You start sketching first, show the idea clearly to the people, and then we can able to build on top of it. This saves a lot of your time, guys. That is why it is very important for a designer to really understand it. It's a time saving activity. Okay, for a designer to understand, because if you're not able to communicate it quickly, it's a time saving activity for a designer instead of back and forth running here and there. Many times industry is having a problem like this. Okay, got it, guys? Now we'll go for the misconceptions. Already I've covered a lot of misconceptions. It is not about perfection. It is about focus on clarity and iteration. It's not perfection. A lot of people think my line quality is bad. My sketching ability is not good. I have a shakiness in my hands. I don't know how to exactly sketch. It doesn't matter. Like, let's say if you're telling a human needs to look like a human, like let's say I'll draw a human for you. Okay. In 10 seconds, I draw a human for you. Can you see? That's it. You need to tell he is a human. Okay, a human is standing in the ground. A human is holding a chart paper. He's holding something, right? He is standing in the ground, right? So here, perfection is not the point. Here, rapid ideation is the point. Here, communication is the point. Here, iteration is the point. Like, let's say, if your client is saying, no, the customer has to sit in a chair, okay? And that particular chair will have a four stand, and your customer should raise your one hand by holding our product, okay? The chair should be rested on the table, and the other hand, you should hold the board, okay? While doing this, the user has to shout out his voice. The customer sitting on a chair, holding something in his hand. That's it. So this much level of sketching only you need to have. There is no point in talking about perfection. Okay. A basic pencil and paper are needed, nothing else. If you want to use some Steedler pens, it's up to you. You can order in Amazon also. I'll also paste you the link of certain tools. See, I'm not an affiliate partner for anybody. Okay. I'm just telling whatever is my experience. I'll also send you the link for paper. Like, let's say, what is a newsprint sheet? Okay. Today, I'm not able to show it because newsprint sheet is very big in my table. Okay, if you have to do a line sketching and if you have to learn sketching, first you have to start with newsprint sheets. Newsprint sheets is the raw paper of newspapers before it's getting printed. Okay, it is a very, very, very good tool, and perfectly it is suited for designer like us who wants to start sketching. Okay, I'll also teach you some line techniques and diagonal techniques. You can understand that. But for now, you can take a order from the newsprint sheet from Amazon, and then you can order some Steedler pens. Okay, hardly this is like 300, 400 rupees. It will be there. You will get 10 different pens. Okay, you will get 10 pieces, not one piece is 300. You can get it. Okay, and if you want, you can able to order some bunch of pencils. You can buy, you can order Steedler pencils as well, and you can order some ballpoint pens as well. Whatever is your there is another brand called Bic also. You can get that Bic ballpoint pen as well. So anything is fine. Whatever is your comfort level, you can able to order based on your budget. Okay, no issues at all. So the fourth is key techniques how to build it. Okay, let's go for this. First of all, the basic shapes and lines. Start with circles, squares, triangles to build core. Today, we are going to see only the lines. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed. I'll just show you how to start with the lines. Okay, so when you're starting with the lines, so remember very carefully, because a lot of people have a doubt how to start doing these lines. Okay, take anything. Like, let's say if you want to take this pen. Okay, first you start with ballpoint pen, guys, because ballpoint pen is ideally very good when you are a beginner. I will tell you why. Because ballpoint pen is not easy. It will slip away from your hands. If you are getting slip away from your hands, you will start becoming uncomfortable. The moment if you start becoming uncomfortable, then your mind and eye and hand will try to coordinate to make it in control. The moment if you are becoming in control, you will start learning the skill very, very fast. Rather than being in comfort, like let's say if you start with a pencil, pencil will be very comfortable because the texture and the grip what you get in pencil, you can easily draw something very comfortably. But don't use pencil, okay? Use pencil at a later point of your career. Okay. So first, how to start the sketching, Jagdish? Assume this is a very big newsprint sheet you have, okay? Start with this dot, okay? Try to take another dot in the end of the sheet, okay? You should have some 5 mm or 3 mm at the border of the sheets. Try to connect these two dots. That's it. Keep another dot, keep another dot. No problem if it doesn't come really straight, okay? Keep another dot, okay? Keep another dot. Have you seen how I've drawn? I have not moved my hand. I'm just moving my shoulder. Can you see here? If you're moving your hand, you will draw like this. What happens if you draw like this? You will get a lot of curvy lines. Your lines will go very curved. Right now, you can look. Not perfectly straight lines, but it looks similar to a straight line, right? I've not used any scales and other things and all. I'm just using it. Even though the perfection is still not there, but you will get eventually overdoing that. Like let's say, if you're keeping another dot here, okay? Keep the dots here. See, eventually when you are getting a little fast, you don't have to even keep the dots. You will know in a subconscious way, where is this dots available? And you can start doing it a little fast. Can you see? I'm not moving my hand. I'm just moving my shoulder. What happens when you move your shoulder? When your hand gets locked, when your hand gets in L shape, okay, you will not get some waviness or shakiness. This is a big problem with the people. When they draw some wireframes, like let's say, can you see these lines? It is not exactly perfect, but it looks like a straight line, right? Rather than just drawing a line like this in a very curvy way, it is better to draw a line like this. If you keep warming up, like let's say you can able to turn this page again, and then you can again do it. See, anytime when you're starting sketching activity, it is good to start warming up for 5 to 10 minutes. At least take 3 to 4 A4 sheets or the newsprint sheets and try to sketch it full. See, since I'm doing it fast without dots because I'm already doing this, okay? You guys ideally can keep a dots and you can start the sketching. Okay. See how fast I'm doing? The more fast you do, the better you will be able to get the line quality. The more slower you do, the shakiness will all be visible in your hand. Because internally, what happens, any point of time, our body will be in a level of shake. If you have very closely observed, if you keep your hands like this, it'll be a little shaky, right? Maybe for first few minutes, you can have a little okay. But if you observe very closely in your hand, it'll be a little shaky. So that's the nature of our body. Every electron, everything in our body is a little bit in a vibrative state, right? So we cannot get 100% precision. People are in the shooting, people are in the, what you call, in this archery and all those things. They have a very trained body. They also have the same problem like us. But over the time, they have taken the training and their muscle memory is very superbly formed. Same like that, you guys also have to use your muscle memory in a more stronger way. I will tell you why it is very important. See, if you're not forming the muscle memory, okay, you cannot sketch. You'll be just moving your hand here and there. That's it. Okay. You will not get the consistency. You will not get the flow. You will not get why are you doing the sketching activity. Okay. That's why it's very important to learn and do it continuously. See, any skill, whatever we are teaching in this particular skill booster in YouTube Live, you can take that skill and practice for the 30 days. Don't imagine in this 30 minutes you will get a master of the skill and then you can start doing it. You need to at least practice this for 30 days, every single day, at least 30 minutes. 30 days, 30 minutes. If you learn 30 skills, this will be super, super great, guys. In a span of 1 or 2 years, you will be able to master many, many skills apart from any designer out there in the market. Okay. Sketching is one such skill. Can you see? Many lines I've drawn. Can you see here? So like that, you can able to turn your other sheet and then you can start drawing. That's it. So there is nothing stopping it. You can keep on doing for 5 sheet also, like 10 sheet also. You want, you can do another sheet. See, look at my speed. The reason why I'm doing it live in front of you is I want to show you this is the speed it should be done. Because if you draw it slow, you won't get it. Okay. So this is all about doing it live in front with us. Okay. So now we are getting the clarity. Okay, Jagdish, what will I do with the straight lines and other things? I will tell you guys. You will be able to create some thumbnail sketches. Not as thumbnail sketches. I'll show you. You will be able to create wireframe sketches. You can able to show some depth and you can also show in the form of grids and alignment. Like let's say if I'm taking a sheet, okay, if I have to draw one thumbnail, I'm just drawing you a picture, okay. I'm just drawing you a cycle. Okay, I've just drawn you a cycle. I'm just showing you an example, okay. So the very first thumbnail, what I've drawn is, I'm just sequencing this number. See, what I did is, I tried to draw one guy who's having a cycle, right? See, I have not even put the back wheel, but still it's conveys like a cycle. Second, I'm trying to show this guy is leaving his hands free in order to be happily riding this cycle, right? This is the sequence one, this is the sequence two. I'm trying to tell a story through this numbering and sequencing. Can you understand? And if I put number three, and if I say he is going and getting accident, I just have to put a wall. I just have to put the cycle falling down. I just have to put this guy is lying down like this. Okay. Accident. See, the third sketch is actually showing, oh, I've fallen down. Cycle has fallen down. Accident happened. And he's shouting, oh, yo. That's it, right? So in the story one, the guy is riding a cycle. In the story two, the guy is leaving his hands. In the story three, he's going and getting and hitting in a wall. So the message is, don't leave your hands when you're driving. Many people, what they do is, in the name of just showcasing or creating a showcase, or maybe trying to put a show off, they just leave their hands and go. Okay. So you as a designer are creating an awareness by a small thumbnail sketch. This is the message, right? See, hardly it took me 2 to 3 minutes to communicate this message. If you're not having the idea of sketching, it is very difficult for you to communicate to your clients what are you really thinking about, because your client will have some expectation, right? You're trying to build a storyboard, maybe you're trying to build a poster for this, maybe you're trying to build a stop motion animation for this, maybe you are trying to build a motion graphics for this, or maybe you're trying to build an application for it. It doesn't matter, your client will come up with any expectation, okay. But maybe your client is expecting you to build a physical product also out of this. It doesn't matter. You have to learn this basic level of sketching to communicate what you're thinking. This is called storyboard sketching. If you want to have a wireframe, yeah, ideally speaking, I can put a small square. So this is my user will log in. So after login happens, my user will be directed to payment. After that, my user will be directed to card payment. Okay. If he is not pressing login, if he is pressing this sign up, then it will open a screen of Gmail. Okay. See, I'm just showing you. This is just a box diagram, basic lines and arrow marks, right? If you wanted to put some arrow marks, it will clearly communicate. So the point here is we're just trying to understand what is the basic communication on showing this line, right? This is called wireframe sketching. Yeah, shades and depths I showed you in the box. You remember? Grids is something which we can able to easily align. Like let's say if you have any kind of a grid system, or if you have some kind of a neatly visually aligned pictures you need to showcase for your customers or clients or anything, you can do that. Like let's say you want to use this sketch. Okay, I'll just turn my body. Okay. Like let's say I'll also show you guys so that you can also understand this. Okay. So, okay. So some grid lines is already there with the customer and he's trying to tell, okay, neatly align the sketch based on the aesthetic of that building. Okay. Like let's say if you're taking this printout of that building and then you're trying to put, okay. So now you're going to design a wall poster which has to go into these roads for some street show, or for some graphic design poster, you got an activity, for some kind of a what you call a layout which you have to design for this streets. In order to create more awareness for the people, there is a bike show coming. Okay, that's your customer requirement. So now your alignment and grid system is there with the building on top, right? So how we can able to create a design element to create a visual showcase? Okay, maybe here I can create a poster like this square block, because the buildings are all there in square, right? Here there is another building in circle. Maybe I can create a banner with this curvature shape. See, can you see here? So what happens is, the moment when you are thinking about the grids and systems which is available, I'm just showing you for a 3D view of how we can able to do it. Okay. But ideally, if you can do it in your mobile apps and other things with the grid system available in it, that would be better. Okay. Like let's say, okay, maybe I'll create another poster here. I'll create a small hoarding here. Maybe people can come here. They will first view this. Second, they will view this. Third, they will view this. Here we can create information. Here we can create awareness. Here we can make them do some action, telling, hey, go to this building so that you can watch the full show live. Okay. So like this, see, when you put it in 3D, when you put it in a form of 3D format, the understanding for you and your client will be very different. That's what I'm trying to say from the beginning of this session. Okay. Sketching is all about showcasing that in a very, very live way. If you're not able to do this properly, what happens? You will be talking a lot of things, but people will not understand. Okay, this is the ultimate point in getting that. Okay, so live sketching, I showed you the live sketching also. No problem. Diagonal sketching is very easy. Like let's say if you use this paper to turn about whatever you did, sketching and everything. Diagonal sketching is something like putting inclined lines, 45-degree way. Like let's say, I'll show you. It's a very, very simple technique. Same like that. Don't move your shoulder. Don't move your hands. Just lock your shoulder and try to do it. Okay. Here, you're creating a 45-degree dots. Can you see here? Can you see here? That's it. Like this, you can draw lines from here to here. Then you can able to start doing lines from here to here. Like this, the direction of the hands is very different. Yeah, you need to practice it. There is no doubt about it. Okay. See, can you see I'm coming from this side as well? Both sides. So what happens when you're doing this for the both the sides, right side as well as left side, you get to practice more, because in sketching, many directions will flip here and there, right? So you should be able to do it. Ideally, you can keep a dots and do it, guys, because I'm already practiced it. So I'm just doing it. Okay. So this both has to merge. So when you're practicing straight lines in the same sheet, you can use this. You don't have to buy another sheet. Okay. Don't waste paper. You can take the newsprint, first draw the straight lines and then draw the diagonal lines. And then you can start sketching some thumbnails also. This is a very, very basic warm-up level activity which you can do. And you don't have to spend much time also. Maybe it will take 5 to 10 minutes for you to get them clarity in doing this. That's it. If you're starting up something new. Okay. You can practice 30-degree, 45-degree, 60-degree. That's totally fine. But ideally, you can start with 45-degree. That is more than sufficient. Okay. You can draw 10 lines with the varying angles and create some shapes and combination. That's also fine. And you can draw some 10 lines straightly, horizontally, and vertically and do it. No problem. Okay. And I also showed you how we can able to do it in a live way. Okay. Sixth, like let's say I've given you some activity for this lines, the diagonal lines. And also, if you want, you can able to create some small thumbnails also with the basic shading techniques. It's totally up to you. 10 lines. Okay. If you want, you can do 100 lines also, no problem. But anybody who's starting up fresh, they can start this basic thing. Okay. So why it is very important for a designer now? I'll show you some industry stat also. See, 70% of the designers believe sketching is the fastest way to brainstorm. That's the reason I told you in the beginning. Regular sketching improves your problem solving ability and recall. I'll tell you why. A lot of brain cells will get connected when you put something in a paper in a tangible format. If you're thinking only in the mind, it will not be really good. Many times I've seen designer telling, hey, I got this idea, but I forgot. Until unless it is not mapped properly, you won't be able to connect the dot. That's the cognitive benefit. The success rate in design is very high. See, teams were using low fidelity sketches. Whatever I showed you is exactly called low fidelity sketches. This is a rough mock-ups, rough paper sketches. That's it. We'll see what is medium high fidelity later, but for now, let's stick to rough basic sketches, okay? Have 30% higher success in prototypes. 30% success in prototypes is a big number, guys. How many of you don't know? I mean, how many of you know this? I don't know. You can type in the chat box on YouTube also if you don't know this. Type DK, don't know. Because a lot of people think perfect sketching is very, very important. People don't know this low fidelity sketches are the highly important activity in the ideation session, in the product development activity, where 30% of the success rate in the prototype happens there itself. People are not having clear idea. I will tell you what will happen. The time of the project will go high. You will drag upon this idea, that idea. You will build one idea in a very detailed way. Later, you will come to know there is no feasibility for this idea, and you will have to drop it. Again, you have to start from the scratch. What happens here? Time is getting wasted. In industry, time is money. Your customer is going to bill you based on the time what you're spending, right? It's all going to be like that only. So you need to understand. And also, improvement of accuracy. 25% of the improvement in wireframe accuracy with basic lines and drawing practice. That's it. You can draw this and get some practice for it, okay? Like, let's say, I forgot to mention this time constraint. Try to create one sketch in 1 minute, the thumbnail sketches, right? That would be better to actually start doing it. Don't take 50 minutes or 1 hour to create one thumbnail. That's not called thumbnail then. You're just drawing it beautifully, okay? Lines, I showed you how much speed you can do. Thumbnails, it's like 10 to 20 seconds. You should be able to create one, maximum 1 minute. You have to tell that story, what you're trying to say. If you want to communicate 60 different frames, a story of your product, how the user is using, 60 minutes, you should be able to clearly put all the key use cases. That's it. If you're thinking and doing it with a lot of time, that is not called sketching. That is called perfectionism. Perfectionism is a disease. It will kill you. Don't be in that perfection mode. That's the reason I'm also showing this in a very, what you call appropriate way so that you can get a clarity, guys. So why? I told you can use for wireframes, layouts, flow diagrams, client communication, anything we can able to do it, guys. Okay. So I hope you understood that. So now go to the YouTube channel, guys. Everybody who's watching there, and please type your comments over there. I hope everybody gets this YouTube stream live key, right? I'll also share the link with you guys. Don't worry. Okay. Can you find in the chat, guys? Everybody? Arvind, Punish, Shantilal, Surender.
Yes,
Please
sir.
go ahead and type your top 3 takeaways. Okay. And you can able to tell how did your line quality improve? Like earlier, what is the mistake you were doing? Maybe you can try for a few minutes now and you can able to increase this activity in a very slow pace. Like let's say Jagdish, because a lot of the students also in my program, they've read it earlier. Okay, so you can also try that activity and again, and you can give one feedback and you can see how it got improved. And people are doing fresh, please do it now. Okay, so don't switch off this and go away. 30 minutes, take a paper and pen, no problem. Don't worry about all these tools, fancy tools and all. Just do with whatever you have, basic pencil, pen, paper. Try to draw some straight lines. Try to draw some diagonal lines. Try to draw some basic thumbnails. Try to draw some basic wireframes. That's it. Do this. Take a picture and share it here. What is your top 3 takeaways? What is your top learnings in this? And what did you not able to do it? That's also you can type it out. Okay. People who are going to watch this live later, people are watching this live here. Everybody can type here because people will know what is happening. Okay. Yes. So, and also I'm telling you one important information, guys. Okay. Like let's say you can visit the YouTube channel and there is already a lot of videos and subscriptions available in our program itself. A lot of what you call, you have some small thing called playlist. Okay. In each of the playlist, we have taught some micro skills, what people can learn. Okay. Those are some earlier one. But right now you can also subscribe our YouTube channel because every day live you're going, you'll be getting a notification. Okay. So please do that. Follow for the rest of the 99 days because imagine if you're learning 99 skills, 100 skills in 100 days, in 3 months, how much different you will be. And provided you should be able to practice it also, whether you're getting the job or not, whether you're already in the job or not, whether you're fresher or not, it doesn't matter. Skills is mandatory. People has to learn it. People have to learn it. Okay. And when you are going and doing this, and I will also paste our blog channel, podcast channel about this, and you can subscribe and start learning. Okay. And every Sunday, I have a special webinar also to be happening, guys. Okay. People are very interested. I'll also paste the link below. You can click here and register for the free masterclass because sketching is a very small part of the equation, maybe 1% of the equation. But there are a whole lot of 99% of the things, which is also very important for you to become a product designer and UI UX designer to crack at least 6 to 8 LPS salary in Indian rupees. If you really wanted to know how, if you really wanted to know how using the power of generative AI, you can able to crack your job in 90 days, you can join to my Sunday masterclass at 11 o'clock. Every people who are joining there, I'm giving you a lot of free bonuses as well. As you can see, this itself is a free call. You can get a lot of value here. Imagine if you come and work with me for the 2 hours masterclass, you can get huge, immense value there. And it's going to be live. It's not a recorded session. Okay. It's a live. And when you're doing that certain activities live there, and you're also with me, and you can get huge clarity in how you can able to take your game forward in a next level. lot of people don't take action because they think watching some random YouTube video will give them some gyan, or that will give them some great clarity in moving forward. I will tell you why. These people will never become success. People are strongly taking action. People are waking up at this time and taking action. I'm telling you, there will be a huge shift in there. And provided 11 o'clock, come and experience me in the coming Sunday, which is around September 29. Okay. And that link will be available below. Please register for yourself. It's a free of cost. And I'll see you there live, guys. Okay. So tomorrow we have an exciting skill to learn. And I'll tell you what is that exciting skill. You can come and experience it. Before that, please take the action for this. Do not stop it. Just take the action for it. Learn it and type out your comments. What is your top 3 takeaways in this? And we'll see tomorrow. Okay. See you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this initiative. And thank you, Aravind. Thank you, Punish. Thank you, Shantilal. Thank you, people who are joining new. Thank you so much for taking part in this initiative. But please try to take action, because keep on learning, keep on getting gyan, keep on listening to many YouTube videos, podcast, everything. It's okay. But unless until you take action, you will not be able to move your things. As my mentor always says, nothing in your life will change unless you take action, and action now, not later. Now you need to take action. If you're taking action now, your life will start changing. Okay. See you guys. Take care.